The House on Wednesday signed off on the Senate-amended COVID-19 relief bill, which means the $1.9 trillion package is officially headed to President Biden's desk. The White House said he'll sign the bill on Friday afternoon. All public elementary schools in Massachusetts will be required to open for full-time in-person learning by April 5th, while middle schools will be required to do so on April 28th, the State Department of Elementary and Secondary Education announced Tuesday. No reopening date was provided for high schools, but the department said districts would be given 2 weeks' notice and should start planning to reopen high schools now. I'm Shiloh Hammerland, and thank you for watching This Is News.
Welcome to Hampton.
Y'all ready for this?
For anyone who has played a team sport in their life, the taste of victory can be sweet and monumental. But when things don't go as planned, the stress and frustration of the moment can become a power keg of emotion waiting to explode. This week we talked to Chloe Denhart, Owen Shelfo, and Johnny Callahan about some memorable meltdowns in NHS history.
So what was your biggest sports meltdown?
It was freshman baseball, bottom of the 6th inning. It's 3-2 count, bases loaded, and I ended up striking out looking. And I was walking back to the dugout. My head was down. I was pretty angry. And I hear Dylan Mojo's little voice say, you should have swung. So I looked up at him. I took the bat. I meant to throw it next to him. It spun around. The handle hit him in the head. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
What repercussions did you have, and what could you have done differently next time?
I probably shouldn't have thrown the bat. He's a tough kid. They don't make him like the Mojos anymore, but he got right up after. No concussion, no nothing. Just a little bruise in the head. Everything was good.
Thank you.
I'm here with Chloe Denhart to talk about her biggest sports meltdown.
I basically just peed my pants at a ski race, and I had it going all day, so it's happened.
This happened, man.
And saw, and people got embarrassed. I got embarrassed.
So I was playing at Arcanum Field back in like the 8th grade, and I hit a ball like 350 feet. And if you know Arcanum Field, you know the fences are very, very, very far. So any other ballpark and it could have been gone. So I'm very slow. I'm a very big kid. So I'm chugging around second base and the ball's coming in. And the throw beats me to third base. I was probably out. I still say I'm safe. Ump calls me out. So I get up and very furious because I feel I should have been safe with how far I hit that baseball. Should have been home, realistically. So I threw my helmet down, threw my batting gloves down, and I started yelling at the umpire. Very dumb. Don't do that, kids. And then I go back to the dugout, and Tim Mulligan, bless his heart, rest in peace, he promptly benches me. And I learned a very valuable lesson to never, ever yell at the umpire, because I've never, ever seen an umpire change their mind.
Thanks for watching, and make sure to tune in next week.
I'm Levi Armstrong. This is taking it.
No, you're supposed to say this is taking it to the streets. I'm Levi Armstrong.
What? No, you're not. No. That's totally
Come on,
wrong.
you're just so full of
We
yourself
did-
that
we
you
did
need to
that
have
one
your
last
name
week.
in the beginning
No,
of
I'm
this.
not full of No,
Come
you're
on.
wrong. You're wrong. I'm Levi Armstrong.
I'm Nola Buzansky.
This is taking it to the streets.
The U.S. has now authorized 3 coronavirus vaccines, 2 mRNA options from Pfizer and Moderna, and 1 adenovirus shot from Johnson & Johnson. While the number of Americans getting vaccinated is still rising, many are still hesitant to get vaccinated, while others are frustrated about the Biden administration rollout of the vaccines.
This week we hit the streets of downtown Northampton to hear people's perspectives on the vaccine distribution process.
New COVID guidelines say that you can now gather in groups of people and inside no masks if both parties have been fully vaccinated. Think this is going to bring new cases?
I think that if people take proper precautions with social distancing while gathering inside in these small groups, and everybody takes time to put their masks on and respect those guidelines that the CDC set for us, I think that we really have nothing to worry about. I have faith in a lot of the people in this town, so I think they'll be all right.
Do you think all the vaccines out will end the pandemic?
I think that it'll help us get closer to an end, but I think that we're going to have to wear masks for a lot longer, and then eventually things will start to look better. I think it'll definitely help, but I don't think it'll actually reach a complete end.
What are your thoughts on the expediency of the COVID-19 vaccine rollout?
It would be awesome if it was faster, but I'm sure that a lot of people are doing the best they can.
Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.
While COVID-19 has brought many changes to this school year and schedule, one upcoming change for next fall has been the source of debate and discussion in the Northampton community. After over a decade, the school committee voted in favor of moving back the high school start time, with the vote 7 for the change, 2 against, with 1 absentee, back in December of 2020. Northampton has long debated amending the school start time, with forums taking place as early as 2011. The main concern from Mayor David Narkowitz was that an impediment to implementing a later start time for high school students has been the city's busing schedule, as previous proposals have cost too much money. After many years of campaigning and advocacy, the schools committee finally came up with a proposal including a busing schedule that had a cost neutral for the district. A later start to the school day could affect many things about a high schooler's schedule, like sports, clubs, and any other extracurricular activities. So what are the most notably impacted by the change in the daily schedule? The Transcript spoke to Tammy Lieber, Northampton Schools Transportation Supervisor.
Now you have the high school goes first, then JFK, and then elementary. So what we're going to be doing is elementary, JFK, and the high school. So it's really not affecting other than the times are shifting. Normally 6:15 is when they start leaving the lot, picking up for 6:30, 6:45. We're not going to be on the road till 7. So it's going to, have some later busing at that point and then later in the afternoon. But really, other than a shift an hour, it's not going to affect too much. Before the superintendent and I actually started this process back over a year ago, we went through the archives and found stuff in 1993 and 96. So this has been a long time they've been talking about it. They may not have ever brought it to the front line, but school committee has been talking about it for a long time.
I'm Alexa Colley, and thank you so much for watching. Make sure to tune in next week.
schemed.